Oh, good. What did I do to my arm? Pulled my arm. Mm. 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 Mhm. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to see your face.
Yes, me too. Where are you joining?
Um, what did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you hear
Oh,
me okay?
yes, yes. Where are you joining from?
I am near Washington, D.C. in the United
Oh,
States.
the East Coast.
Yeah, on the East
Oh,
Coast.
okay. Okay. Thank you so much for doing this late evening then.
Oh, it's no problem at all. I'm usually working this late, so it's
Oh,
perfect for me.
okay, great. So you're Pamela, right?
I am Pamela.
Okay.
You and I met. We met back in 2019 at the TLC retreat down in Rhythmia.
Yeah. Yes, I
Yeah,
remember you. Yes.
yeah. Do you remember me? Because I didn't know if you would, but I remembered you. And
Yes. Yes.
yes, and you always stuck with me. So, part of that experience that I had at Rhythmia changed my entire life, and it brought me into the space of being like a spiritual teacher and
Mm-hmm.
starting an online community and helping people who are on their spiritual awakening journey. So, I have
Thought you were
had,
already doing it.
I've been doing it for about a year,
Uh-huh.
and
Great.
and it's amazing. And I've always had, and I know you don't know me, but you've always stuck with me. There's been something
Yeah.
about you that has stuck to me.
Yes.
So I reached out and I thought, if we're supposed to be doing this, then the universe will align it. And my guides told me that it was going to happen, and here you are. So I'm really grateful.
Yeah, I'm being attracted by you.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I was just connecting with you and your guides, and your
Uh-huh.
face came in with a big smile, and I felt your guides come in, so it felt really good.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And thank
so
you for your invitation.
oh, you're welcome. I'm really honored. I have a bunch of people who are seekers who are trying to understand the universe.
Mm.
So I launched this podcast so that I can reach more people. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, you know, this will be a catalyst to kind of spark some more ignition in people
Yeah.
who have, you know, bad relationships with money. So I have a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, I have like I have an opener. So I'm going to play the opener when the podcast launches, but I'll just go right into talking to you. I'll introduce you a little bit and then I'll go right into it.
Thank you.
Okay.
So Pamela, I'm all yours.
You're welcome. Okay, here we go. Today on the show, we're so honored to have money and happiness expert Ken Honda. Ken is Japan's best-selling Zen millionaire. I'm going to start over again. Okay. Today on the show, we're so honored to have money and happiness expert Ken Honda. Ken is Japan's best-selling Zen millionaire. We're going to talk about Ken's unique approach to making peace with your money. Hi, Ken.
Yeah, I was muted, mate. Hello. Hi, Pamela.
Hi.
Thank you
Oh, you're welcome. So
for
great to have
invitation.
you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Um, I know it's been a while since we've seen each other. I'm so excited to see you. It's been since 2019. And like I said, when we were catching up earlier, you've just had this place in my heart. Like I knew I was going to connect with you again one day. And I'm so happy to see you today. I love
Yes,
your
me too.
book, Happy Money. When we were having lunch that time when we met, you were talking about Happy Money. And after that retreat, I started saying arigato. I started saying thank you to my money. Every time I wrote a check, I started saying thank you. And there's definitely a different energy around that. It opens everything up. It's vast. It's gratitude. So there's a different vibration than the fear of that constriction of holding it and not having enough. And I wanted to just tell you briefly, our podcast serves as an inspiration to people who are living, you know, showing people that are living their life in a different way and people
Mm-hmm.
that are being called to help others. And you're being called to help people improve their relationship with money.
Mm.
So I would love to know, like, how did you start this journey? Where did it start and how?
You know, when I just come to think of how, I feel just my heart is full of uh, appreciation because if I'm asked to do it again, I don't think I can do it because everything is a chain of synchronistic events, and then one led to another, and then it opened a new door. But I
Mhm.
think when I go back, it was to I started with my childhood when my father, who was a successful tax accountant, started teaching me about money. That was the beginning of the whole thing. And
Yeah.
then as I grew up, I learned more about money. And then I got interested in money and I started my business when I was 20. And I ended up having a semi-retirement for my baby girl for 4 years. And during the semi-retirement years, I got this inspiration to write. And I started giving away my small essays. People loved it. I printed 3,000 and another 3,000. And then I gave away so many. And then publisher called me, and the rest is history. And here I am after 22 years.
22 years talking about money. um, I told you briefly, I lead a spiritual community.
Hmm.
And there's lots of healers and practitioners in our platform that are stepping up into. They need to step into abundance to feel worthy, to
Mm-hmm.
receive that abundance, to feel worthy
Hmm.
and have a better relationship with money. And they're constantly talking about that. What can we do to improve our relationship with money? So and we have people who are members who are on their spiritual journey, who are
Hmm.
trying to improve and understand the relationships with everything in their life.
Mm.
So I thought it might be fun to ask the community if they had some questions to ask you. So would that be okay if we answered
Course,
some of
of
their
course.
questions? Yeah, that could be
Yes,
cool,
I'm
right?
happy to. If
Yeah,
I hope I can. You know, English is a little bit of a problem. Sometimes I don't understand the question. If that happens, I'll just ask you that I don't understand the
absolutely.
question.
That's fine. So just ask me. Okay. So one person in particular says, how can I get out of the spiral of worrying about money? Lots of us do that. I know that I do that too. It's like a
Hmm.
thought process. It keeps going, and you worry, and it makes more worry. So, how can you get out of that? Do you have any tips for that?
Yes. So when we think of a future, just say, there are many millions of future world that we are connected to, but we choose only one reality, right? So unfortunately, we tend to focus on the negative. That's our human gene doing it. If
Mhm.
we just think of negative stuff, we can avoid those. Like when we are constantly worrying about being eaten by tigers and lions, we know how to avoid it. And all the
Mhm.
positive people who thought at the time, oh, I will never be eaten by lions. They are the first prey, because they
You're like,
walk on the prairie and then very happily, and then tigers just find out, oh, that's my lunch. So fear is a good thing for our survival.
Mhm.
But in the modern world, we don't get eaten up by predators. So, but the same psychological mechanism happens. If as long as we keep worrying about money, we'll be more careful with money, and then we will not be in trouble. So it's almost like our psychological insurance policy to
Mm.
worry. So worrying is almost like a premium. We each every day we pay. So as a result, we won't get into a bad situation. That being
Yes.
said, that being said, do you want to keep paying the premium or not?
Mm.
Because it's not really worth it. Because if we keep worrying about money, that it's going to really disturb our life. It's going to disturb a relationship, definitely disturb our peace of mind. So if you want to stop paying the premium, you can do it. But you have to understand what's going on you psychologically because it's
Mhm.
automatic. So think about this in essence. Whatever you're doing is almost like a debt you never owed. That's
Mm.
a dismal future that one day you're gonna end up on the street. You cannot pay the rent, you cannot pay all the bills, and you'll be thrown out to the street. That's what we worry about, right? So it's not the future it's happened yet. It could happen, but you know, not in 2 days, right? It's
Right.
a remote future. So it's almost like a debt we never borrowed because it's not happening, right? But
Mhm.
the interest we pay is real. It's almost like worrying is that the debt we never borrowed and the interest we have to pay. So think
Right.
about it. The future, bad future, is not happening right now, but the interest we pay as a cost of worrying, it
Mhm.
drains out our energy. Oop, what's this?
Wow, it happened.
Yeah, so it drains out a lot of our energy.
It
So
does.
so the cost is real. So
Mhm.
it's so stupid because it's the insurance we're paying is for the future never happens. And
Mhm.
also there's some distance, so you can do so many things to avoid the future. So once you got this, okay, I refuse to pay, just interest as worrying. So I will not waste any penny on worrying. So when we start worrying, just think about it. You catch yourself. Wait a second. No, I'm just about to pay another payment. I'm not even asked, but that's how we do. So can you catch it? And then when you catch it, okay, it's because I'm connected to the bad future. So
Mhm.
you have to connect yourself. So you have to reconnect yourself with a beautiful future. What's in there? Lots of money, beautiful clients, and very fruitful relationships that you have. So if
Yes.
you can be connected to a beautiful future, there is no room for a bad future to come in. So when you just connected straight up to the beautiful future, you don't have to pay interest as a form of worrying. So when you worry even the slightest bit, next time, catch yourself. Do you want to do it? No, 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 no. It's almost like
No.
handing over the credit card,
Right. Yeah.
to this devil. Like, okay, I'm here to collect your energy, So just
And who wants to
go.
pay interest? Nobody wants to pay interest, right? That's a good
Yeah,
tool. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean,
So
it would
okay,
definitely
okay.
make me stop.
So when that person shows up, you said no. I've been paying you, but not anymore.
No more.
Yes. So, but you have to understand the mechanism because it's automatic. So, whenever you feel you're worried, you have to catch yourself. And also,
Yeah.
the ritual I suggest is put, whenever you worry, put a quarter or dollar in a box at the cashier to donate money. And then when you do that, you realize that you have more than enough.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
that's the affirmation.
Yeah.
Put a quarter in a box, and then I have more than enough.
Yeah.
Put
And if
a
some people
dollar.
need to see it, like that's a visualization for them right there to see. I
Mhm.
have money.
Yeah.
It's present. It's in front of me. It exists,
Yes.
and it becomes a false narrative and you see it actually. It's like a
Yeah.
contrast for them. Yeah. Don't you think, Ken, and I know that I experienced this, a lot of us have generational
Hmm.
stories, right?
Yes.
Not just in the words and the stories that my grandmother and my grandfather talked about, and how my grandfather left Italy because there was a depression there, and there was no work, and there was a famine, and my
Hmm.
grandmother had to leave school to go to work because of the depression. They lost everything. So those narrative, I witnessed them. Those narratives go down to my mother, go, and then they came down to me. And I, in this generation, have been meeting them face on and choosing love or fear, love or fear, love or fear, not
Hmm.
choosing fear, knowing now love. But I think it gets imprinted in your DNA. It gets imprinted in the stories and the dialogue. It gets imprinted in behaviors, saving the plastic containers and, all the things that we don't have enough. We don't have enough. And I think there's a lot of that that's kind of, working against us as well, that maybe people don't even realize that they're dealing with, that they have inside of them.
Yes. Yes. So you have to catch it once again,
Mm,
what's happening in your psyche. Because
mm,
as you said, Pamela, that we're always given a choice to choose either fear or love.
mhm,
When it comes to money, we tend to choose fear because it's easier. So once we are almost like we feel we're forced to choose fear because everybody is fearful. So
mhm,
you can be the first one to choose love. And it takes some courage to do that. But
mhm,
once you start choosing love and appreciation, you can change the whole energy in you, and also whole energy in your family and in your
mhm,
community. So I'm so proud of you.
mhm.
I want to tell you in advance for doing
Thank you.
that.
Thank you. One of the times that I faced fear head on was actually going to the trip where I met you.
Hmm.
It was like, can I do this? Do I have enough? And I said, the universe put this in front of me. I have to do this. I don't have a choice. There is no fear here. There is only love and opportunity. And I see the breadcrumbs. And when you continue to do that, I tell our community members, you see the proof in front of you. Your life gets better, things change, and there's
Hmm.
evidence, like the coin in the container, right? Right?
Yes.
But do you think that me, for instance, and others like me doing this work now in our lives, are we helping our children and the generations after us?
Yeah. So that is a thing. You can stop this madness in our generation. So
Yeah.
I always joke with my daughter that sometimes she says, uh, you are such a great teacher, but why are you so messed up? And I said, you haven't seen my father. You don't know how much I have stopped it. It's like after filtering all the bad stuff, there's some dirt coming out from the faucet, but you
Hmm.
don't know
Right.
how much I filtered. And so,
Exactly.
yeah, because you don't know how toxic your grandfather was, and then compared to him, I'm like an angel. I'm giving myself a good excuse. But I think every generation can do something and pass it to the next generation
Hmm.
with more love, less violence, and less toxic stuff.
Hmm.
But we're evolving every day, and by we are learning every day from each other. So I think money is such a great teacher because it can bring the best and the worst part of us. And then sometimes I'm amazed, like I thought I'm through this. I didn't have all this bad stuff. But
Right.
money can,
Why?
yeah, but money can put you the best and the worst, and just give you all the lessons.
Mhm. It does. And it's a continual journey. It doesn't end. And I use myself as an example because it's something I've been working on for a very long time. And having gone through the recession in 2008, I lost everything. I lost my home,
Wow.
my retirement, my friends, everything. And that was the beginning of my spiritual awakening. The
Mm-hmm.
loss of, understanding like what's important, how much money you actually really need, and
Mm.
how the universe gives you what you need when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And the I used to put everything on one credit card, American Express, and I would just say, and I guess I was doing arigato at the time before I met you and found the book,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say, I always know that I'm going to pay this. I always know that I have enough for this. And I was taking care of my family, and we rode through this, but I started with gratitude, with
Mm.
gratitude, with gratitude, which is raising the vibration, raising the vibration. And I don't think that we're taught these lessons of how to have that kind of perspective with money. And sometimes it takes an experience like the loss of it to make you try to understand it in a different way, right?
Right. It's like losing money is also something like losing weight. When you get
Mm-hmm.
sick, you lose all the fat. So when you lose fat, it's such a good detoxing experience, because once you lose everything, you feel so much lighter, you feel more refreshed. You can start from fresh.
From scratch. Yes. You're different. You're lighter. It's easier. Um, so I know, are in the spiritual space as well.
Hmm.
And have we touched on this a little bit with the healers and practitioners.
Hmm.
Is this something that you've also seen in the spiritual community? This rise of them being able to accept abundance and feel their worthiness and move into a more abundant space? Is this something that, you know, I want to help them so much, and I want them to understand what are some of the things that they can do to bring abundance into their life?
Yeah, so as you know, that money is energy, and if you're in the spiritual world, it's easier to see money as energy. So if you're very passionate about what you do, and if you radiate the happy energy, and if you can help people, the reward comes back as money.
Mhm.
So your quality service and the quantity of your service will decide how much you're going to receive at the end of every month. So, like, I'm a writer, right? So,
Yeah.
the more books I sell, that means like the more people I help, the more money I receive. It's as
Mhm.
simple as that. So, if you're a healer, you get paid by the sessions. You may teach. So, your income is in direct proportion of how many people you help. So, uh, think
Mm.
about it this way. If you are a healer or coach or a counselor, how many people can you take under your wings? How many people can you take in your heart? If you
Mm.
take only 5 people, that's your income. If you can
Mhm.
take 50 people, can you take 500? Can you take 500,000 people? So it's
Wow.
the size of your heart.
Mhm.
So I started thinking about it 22 years ago when I wanted to become an author. Do I want to have my heart big enough to accommodate 10,000 people,
Mhm.
100,000 people, a million people? And now I said, okay, I want to just grow. So, and I want to open my heart so I can accommodate 1 million people. And then I did that. Okay, okay, it's heavy, right? And, but
That's
and
just a
then
million people.
yes, and then another trial for 2 million people, three
Mm.
million people. Now my book sales is reaching 9 million people. So
Wow.
like 10 million people is pretty close. And my podcast has hit 52 million downloads, in a country of 130 million people. It's almost like half the population have listened to my podcast, right?
Hmm.
So, but the funny thing is, I accommodate only Japanese speaking people, right? If you're English speaker, no, you're not allowed in my heart. So until until about the time I met you, so
Hmm.
I decided, okay, I'm not just discriminating people against by which language you speak. So I was too shy. I don't know if you remember me that way, but I was
Hmm.
shy to speak in English. But okay, my English is not good enough, but I just opening myself to English speakers, and then
Hmm.
more people come in. So the more people you can accommodate, more people you can take under your wings, the more income you receive. So just radiate your energy to people. So if you can embrace, say, 5,000 people paying $100, it'll be a
Hmm.
lot of money.
Hmm. That's beautiful. I don't know why I've never thought of it that way. I think of it in energy, but I love that visual of what you can hold and carry inside of your heart, because that is
Uh-huh.
you. It's your
Mhm.
passion. It's your energy. It's your gift. It's your talent. It's what you're bringing to the world,
Right.
right? And you're expanding it out and you're visualizing it too, which is
Yes.
manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't be too shy. I was too shy.
I
Maybe
think
three
that
people, five people.
I think that's what I really loved about you. And I think I see myself in you a little bit because this is a new world to me. I never knew that I would be doing this, and ayahuasca showed me that. And but I am a lot like other people right now, I feel, and I wanted to get your perspective about this. People are leaving corporate America to follow
Hmm.
their passion, you know,
Yeah.
and I hear it over and over and over again. And in my other world, I am a branding and marketing expert. So I help people launch their businesses.
Mm.
They want to follow their passion. Since the pandemic, they want to do purposeful work that
Hmm.
fills them. They want to help people and change the planet. But some of them are scared because they
Hmm.
have nice jobs, they have cushy, bonuses and vacation packages. What can they do? I know we just pretty much talked about this with the healers and practitioners, but what can you say to them to make them feel like they can keep that flow of money coming and that they can? It's a new space, it's a new world, it's a new way of working, it's a
Hmm.
new everything for them.
Yeah, so like the way you work is totally different. If
Hmm.
you work for big companies, like you sell your soul to the company, or like lease your soul, and then you get paid, right? So you just dedicate your energy to the corporation. So that's how you get paid. But when you become an entrepreneur, and if you want to just heal people, uh, your job is to connect your heart with your client's heart. And if you are connected you with your clients or customers, and then you get paid. So it's your job is when people ask you what do you do for a living, I connect people's hearts. And
Mm-hmm.
then, if you are connected with five people, and if they pay you $500, your income will be $2,500, right? And if you have 20 people, each paying $500, your income will be $10,000 every month. So it's how much. It's once again I'm talking about the same thing from a different perspective you
Yes.
know, how many people can you connect with your heart? And how many people feel connected with you? So if they
Hmm.
feel the deep connection and they want to learn from you, or they want to have healing sessions or coaching sessions from you, you need to be trustworthy,
Hmm.
at least for them to pay you the money.
Hmm.
So, for example, instead of just getting paid, say, $200,000 by corporate America, you can have 2,000 people, and then you get paid $100, you
Hmm.
know, or 200 people uh, with $1,000. I don't know how many people you want or how much you charge, but you know that math, right? So it's just how many people you can help by how much you charge or how
Hmm.
much they pay you equals your income. So it's a totally different game. So it's
Yeah.
almost like very manually you connect your heart, you open up, And then if your client feels connected, you get paid. So
Hmm.
that's the business.
And you get compounded, right? They'll see someone else and they'll tell someone else about you, and so on and so on. And it'll go out into the world and come back to you in many different ways if you're
Yeah.
using that heart space. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
uh, I, I think it's a very manual job in the
Hmm.
beginning. But if your clientele expands more than 50, you don't know everybody, right? So as long as you know who pays you, you are not abundant yet.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, like the other day, I went to the bank and then I had this banknote just get printed, and then from the ATM machine, and then there are so many names. I do online seminars and I do from 800 to a few thousand every month. And then I read all the people's names, right? And then many of them, I don't even know them, right? So if you don't know many of your clients, that means you're getting paid very well.
Mm.
If you know all the people's names on your online bank account, you get paid only like 30 people or 50 people from the people that you know.
Hmm.
So connecting your heart individually is the first stage. And the second stage, you are open to so many people as a group. And then the third stage is you'll be known by thousands of people.
Hmm.
So as your energy gets bigger, your influence will be bigger too. So
Hmm.
your game is more of just radiate your love and then receive. So it's a totally different game too.
Yeah, it's absolutely, it's completely turning it upside down. Absolutely turning it upside down. That's great
Hmm.
advice. Okay. So you mentioned, leaving coins in the container, or leaving money around and seeing it when you're worried. I have a friend, and I didn't understand what she was doing, but she was creating happy money. And I
Hmm.
want you to talk about the difference between happy money and unhappy money. But she gives extra when she gives a tip to a server, and she is always spreading her generosity everywhere because she enjoys it, and she's creating happy money. She's
Uh-huh.
putting so much happiness and love behind her money, and she has become very wealthy.
Mm.
Can you talk about happy money and unhappy money?
Hmm. Happy money is money that makes you smile when you receive it. It's not how much money you make, it's
Hmm.
how you receive it. You feel so much joy and appreciation from the money you receive. Your clients could have chosen somebody else for coaching sessions or healing
Hmm.
sessions, but they chose you. Wow, thank you for choosing me. So that is happy money. When you spend it, it brings you also joy. Well, thank you. That was a beautiful meal, and thank you for the service. And then you leave some tip. So
Hmm.
to appreciate them for doing a great job, or
Yeah.
pay bills, like electricity, internet. Yeah, without internet, we can communicate. You're on the
Right.
other side of the planet, right?
Hmm.
By the way, I'm your future. You're tomorrow.
That's right.
So yeah, we're just traveling across time because of internet.
Hmm.
So there are many reasons to appreciate. So happy money circulates with appreciation, whereas unhappy money, I don't even need to explain because we are in the flow of unhappy money. Most of us, we get
Mm.
frustrated when we look at the online bank account and like, ooh, you feel squeezed small. And also when we pay bills, like I don't want to pay taxes, but I have to. So that is a feeling we get. So unhappy money gives you a squeezed feelings and
Mm.
then makes you feel small. So
Hmm.
it's your choice. Even if you're making the same amount, you can choose to be in the flow of happy money, or you can choose to be in the flow of unhappy money, depending on who you are.
Yeah. Do you think that people that have unhappy money have that scarcity mentality?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Because unhappy money people are those who believe that there's not enough.
not enough. Yeah.
Yeah, if you just say goodbye to this money, it'll never
Hmm.
come back. That's why you have to hold on, right? So it's
Yeah.
when you think of food, you laugh at this. I want to eat, 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 but I'm gonna refuse to go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
release any of any of the food that I ate. And if you do it, you can do it for a couple of days, but after 3 days, it'll be painful.
Yeah.
So to be healthy, you have to release well and then receive well. The
Hmm.
money, the same thing. If you release money well, you can receive money well. But you have to release first in order to receive. You have to
Okay.
exhale in order to breathe in.
Hmm.
You don't have to worry about breathing in when you're breathing out. Am I going to breathe it?
Right.
Am I
Right.
gonna breathe the air okay?
Well, that goes right into spending and saving, really, because, some people might have a good relationship with money, but like, how does that work with saving? Is it good to save? Is it good to have, a bountiful savings account?
Uh-huh.
Is it bad to hold that money and not let that flow? How does that
Uh-huh.
work?
So I always think of a water dam,
Hmm.
along the river. So if you have enough reservoir, you don't have to worry about it, right? So uh, you you can enjoy the flow, but at the same time, if you have enough water reservoir, you don't have to worry when something bad happens or when there's some mixed up with sending bills and you get paid. When something bad happens, you can still keep smiling if you have a reservoir. But if you don't
Hmm.
have any savings, that could be the reason that you start worrying about money. So, of course, you need to have savings,
Hmm.
but you need to invest as well. That's
Hmm.
why money could be so confusing. Do I need to save? Do I need to spend? If you're a spender, you should start saving money. If you're a saver, you should start spending the money. And prescription is different. A lot of people say, "Okay, Ken is telling me that I should spend happy money." I didn't say that. For the spenders you should start saving, for rainy days or sunny days.
Yes, I agree with that. Just because I feel like you're right. If you have a reservoir, then you don't worry. And worrying is something that's inside of you. It doesn't necessarily have to do with money. It's just a part of what you said before. It's who you are. It's your personality. Um, but if you're going to worry about money and you know that about yourself, then that makes you feel comfortable, and then that makes that energy better in the end, right? Um,
Hmm.
Oftentimes I know that I had a hard time in my marriage because we didn't have the same dynamics with money.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
hard. There was fighting.
all the
Hmm.
relationships are, that way, for your reference, you're not the only one. We are all different because we
Hmm.
are attracted to one another because we're different.
Hmm.
I haven't seen a single couple that they have the same type.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a lot of couples too.
Yes, and usually a conservative one wants to save money, hold on to the money. And the more aggressive one would say, let's go to a vacation, let's invest this money, let's just go to the seminar, it's a fun trip, vacation, and learning, why not? And the other one
Hmm.
said, no, 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 we should save some money too. So you have to really communicate well because both are right. You may need to
Yeah.
save some money, but you may
Hmm.
need to enjoy life as well.
Hmm. Hmm. I know that my daughter, there was a story recently. She was asked to step up to be a nanny for a week for someone.
Hmm.
And the person that she's working for has lots of money and it's easier for her and her
Hmm.
life is very easy. Well, my
Hmm.
daughter has a story of, she went through the recession with us. She has a story of money that she lived through, and
Hmm.
she wasn't getting feeling worthy enough to ask for what she wants. And I said, you are right now being able to step up to the plate to create the relationship that you want with money.
Hmm.
So get it down, understand it, present it with power, and own what you want. And you will be in receivership of what you want. And you'll be able to get that. At least you can practice and try.
Yes.
And I so want, like I know you talk about your daughter. but we so want them to learn, and they have to learn through experience, right? So, is there any kind of tips that you can, besides giving her your book, which I have, is there anything else that you would suggest for young people to
Mhm.
help them?
So instead of just demand that I deserve
Hmm.
to pay,
Hmm.
you can casually ask, would it be too much to ask? You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
if I ask for this amount of money,
Hmm.
politely, and then she or he would say, okay, or we don't have the budget,
Right.
that's
Yes.
how they may think. But the problem with scarcity mindset is a sense of entitlement.
Hmm.
I deserve to get paid this much. Otherwise, I demand that you should pay this. So if you're in a demanding mode, people feel like, ooh,
Mm.
yucky. But if you're just saying, like openly, I'm ready to receive. Are you willing to give it to me? And if
Hmm.
you feel that you're neutral, they want to be generous with you. But if you
Hmm.
demand, usually it becomes a pressure. So just
Yeah.
be open and then be vulnerable, and that's how you are willing to receive. And so it's
Yes.
not up to you who gets to decide. It's who you are to receive.
Hmm. I think there's a power in that too, to be able to sit and have the confidence to ask in a
Mhm.
kind way. And that's
Yes.
what I really want her to be able to do that. And I want all young women to be able to feel that confidence inside of them to be able to do that. Um, how can you manifest more money into your life?
So again, you have to have this money disposal plan. A lot of people don't have this. I want $1 million. For what?
Hmm.
Oh, if I just wire you $1 million, can you spend every penny? A lot of people say no. I just said it. I thought
Right.
it'd be cool if I have $1 million. If you don't have a money disposal plan, that means that I'm gonna spend all this money if I have this money. A lot of people don't. They want money for security. So the goddess of money says, no, you cannot use the money. Maybe like instead of $1 million, you need only $10,000 or $5,000. And then you said, oh, I thought I could trick you. You're
Hmm.
right. I can just handle only $5,000. So everyone is born with a what we call money container. Some people are born with small one, some people big
Hmm.
one. When you have a money container, it's how much you're worth and how much you're willing to receive. And if you just receive, say, $5,000 and then spend $5,000, that's your money container. That's your cycle. And then if you're willing to make it bigger, you are willing to receive $10,000 and then spend 10,000, or
Hmm.
like a 3,000, 30,000, or 50,000, whatever that is. It's up to you. So you have to have a plan to use the money. Otherwise, simply asking more money doesn't work.
Yeah. How do you make your money container bigger though? How do you
By
do that?
giving, by giving,
Visualize?
by giving more. Visualizing is the first step.
Okay.
A lot of spiritual people say, Ken, if I visualize to become a best-selling author, can I become one? And I said, that's only the first step. Visualizing is good, but after visualizing, you have to start writing. A lot of
Yeah,
people
right.
is part two. So visualizing abundance is great, but you have to, I'm a practical person. You have to
Hmm.
start giving. You have to start giving more service, in form of counseling sessions or group coaching or
Hmm.
online seminar. Whatever you do, you need to give out in a package so people can participate. So
Hmm.
come up with a practical wealth building system for you. So, like in 2 months, I'm going to have an online seminar that I attract 50 people, each paying $200,
Hmm.
and then I'll have 50 people paying $1,000, for my coaching sessions, and and then how can I attract 50 people? How can I attract like 20 people? So be practical. And if you just clear all the steps, you end up having 50 people. You end up
Mhm.
having 200 people. And your income is a direct proportion of how many people you can serve. So you
Mhm.
have to be very practical. And then if you just miss one step, that is not going to happen. If you
Mhm.
want to be a best-selling author, you have to publish a book. Before that, you have to write a book. Before that, you have to find an agent, a publisher. So there are like 200 steps. If
Mhm.
you clear every one of them, you'll get there. And so a lot of people are not willing to take all the steps. They
Mhm.
visualize on the bottom of the stairs and
Right. They can't.
they do
Yeah.
nothing.
Mhm.
Or
Yes,
maybe
there.
climb a few steps and then stop.
And then they give up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they would say visualizing doesn't work.
Right.
Visualizing works
It
if you
does.
follow through.
Mhm. Mhm. What's next for you? I mean, you said, I mean, that's a lot of seminars that you do in a month's time,
Hmm.
and the book. And so what, I know you have your community.
Hmm.
What are you going to do for the next chapter of your life? Big
I'm
question.
yeah, I'm thinking of retiring in 3 years as an
Okay.
author. I've
Mm-hmm.
done enough. I've done enough teaching, and I feel like there's a bit uh this weird feeling in me that after 7 years of copies and teaching so many years, I'm somehow better than somebody else. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
like that. So I need
Mm-hmm.
to step down from teaching position. So for the next 3 years, I focus on um, just coming up with the essence of what I teach in
Mm-hmm.
book format. So I'm writing a story and I'll just finish that. And I'll start teaching people online more.
Mm-hmm.
Second book is coming out in May from Hay House.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
novel. So I'm known as more of a novelist in Japan. Happy Money is a non-fiction book. I have only one book in English, so I want to keep publishing more in English world. But I just really want to focus on sharing what I know about money because it goes way deeper than you think, and it
Mm-hmm.
totally transforms you. I've seen millions of people shift their life in Japanese. So I think the same thing could happen in English. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to do that.
I'm really excited for you. That
Thank you.
sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. And can you tell people where they can find you so that they can go and research you if they have never heard about you
Thank you.
before?
You can Google me, Ken Honda, Ken, Honda is in a car. There are a lot of interviews, that you can learn free on YouTube. It's in Spanish as well. And you can find all the information at kenhonda.com. I've started this community called Arigato Living Community, where I teach happy money once a month for European time and also North, South, Central, South American time. Sometime in the morning for me, sometime at night for me. But that way I can share. And in fact, we all share about our experiences. It's such
Mm.
a fun cultural experience for me because what we are taught in North America could be different from Europe, in China or
Mm-hmm.
India or in Arabic countries. But we all learn terrible stuff when we are small. So we all unlearn together.
Hmm.
So that is a community I started, and I love uh, visiting all the places in the world. So I'm going to Phoenix in March, and
Nice.
places because Hay House is going to help me with the promotion. So I'm going to travel more. So I love to see you in person.
Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, someday soon.
That would be amazing. That would be
Yeah,
amazing. Just seeing you today has just made me so happy.
thank you.
And
Me too.
yeah, I'm really grateful that you were able to spend time with us. And I'm so excited to share your message and to experience your energy again. And thank you so much, Ken. And I look forward to possibly seeing you in
Yes.
the future and talking
Yes.
again.
Thank you. I'm just sending you lots of happy money, G. Happy money
Thank you.
energy for you. I hope you will see a lot of happy money
Thank
because
you.
you can use put it into good use.
Yes, for sure. I'll put it right to our community.
Yeah. And
Yes.
then people can benefit from that.
Yes. Thank you. Um, I want to gift you, now the recording will stop, but there's a
Uh-huh.
beautiful sound healing that my community has. I
Oh.
have a woman who does a sound healing, and
Hmm.
it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, it is 396 hertz solfeggio frequency, which empowers goal manifestation, joy, inner peace, and it balances the root chakra. I was listening to it, waiting for you to come on, just getting centered. I'd love to send it to your people and have them send it
Oh,
to you. I
thank
think
you.
you would like it. Yeah, it's beautiful as a gift and a
Thank you so
thank
much.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciations goes to you too. Thank you so much for inviting me. We'll just
You're
meet again.
welcome. Okay, sounds good. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. And thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Your your morning looks bright in the future.
Yes, in the future, it's a good day.
All right. Good night.
Okay, bye
Bye
bye.
bye.